Hi, I'm Randy Alvarez. Welcome to this week's Randy Alvarez Marketing Report. Your message. We want to talk about clarity of message. Less is more. Let me give you an example. How many of you have heard of those blue blocker sunglasses? They sold about 30 million of these blue blocker sunglasses. The guy made a fortune. These glasses, I think, were going for $19.95, and they were only probably 25 cents to make. And they were these bright yellow sunglasses, and the commercial showed people putting on the glasses going, wow, this is amazing. This ad ran nationwide. Well, what they did was they later, this advertising agency said, look, we want to buy out blue blocker sunglasses, and we want to feature 8 different glasses at the same time. He said, hey, that's a mistake. It's better just to have one pair, one option, and that way they're more likely to pick it. So sure enough, they did the experiment nationwide. Now 9 different colors, 9 options, and guess what happens? Sales fell off the charts. In fact, it was 9 times more sales when they offered just one glass. That's it. You know, Henry Ford said something too, comes to mind. Henry Ford said, look, and this is, of course, the number one selling car in the world at the time, the Model T. He said, the customer could get any color they want as long as it's black. He gave them one option. It wasn't until later that he said in his book that when he started offering more colors, it gave people more time to think about it. They had to go home and read brochures. Well, I was recently interviewing a dentist who has a practice that grosses about $6.2 million a year. He's an orthodontist. And one of the things he told me, I said, hey, what are your views on presenting to patients? Do you like to give them good, better, best? Because there's a lot of school of thought out there, and I have a long-winded version of my thoughts about giving people more than one option, whether it's an alternative choice. Would you like to do this, or would you like to do this? Or which would you prefer, A or B? Or here's what we can do to take care of your immediate situation. Here's a better, and then there's the best, okay? A lot of different opinions about this. Well, when I pick the brains of some of the most successful health practitioners, let me just tell you what they say, and there's no doubt about it. You would know the names of these 2 people. But this one $6 million a year practice dentist said, Randy, I like to tell them what's best for them. I give them one main option of what I think they should do. He said, first, then I like to tell them, now, there are other options, but this is what I think you should do. Now, when I talked to by far the most successful medical doctor in the world, he said, Randy, I feel the same way. I like to just give them my best option, my best opinion based on what I think is best for them. Not what's the most expensive, but what's best for them. I think that it depends where you're coming from, but I will tell you something, time and time again, this is what I keep hearing from these top practices. They like to give their opinion. Look, I call it wishy-washy syndrome. It's when the doctor says, well, I mean, you could do this or you could do that, or, think about it, or just tell them what you believe. See, it's called truth in selling. Tell them what you believe. And I think you can't lose that way. And if you believe, and if they're asking you, well, what are my options? Well, to get you out of your immediate problem, pain, whatever, we could do this, or we can do this, which I think you should do, or whatever. That's my message. Same thing with your print ads. Stay on message. Let's learn from those blue blocker people. Keep a focused message. People are always worried, yeah, but if I don't put the laundry list of every single thing I do, they're not going to know that I do this and this and this. It reminds me of Lifestyle Lift. I'm going to talk about 2 things. Lifestyle Lift, which is the national campaign. They're spending at least $300,000 a week advertising this facelift. They don't talk about the doctors. They don't talk about the team approach. In fact, the only mention of the doctor is this. Call the number below and find out more about the doctor near you. That's it. And then they have a bunch of testimonials with patients talking about how they feel younger and they get compliments about their face. The number one dental, or let's say this big dental program where they go in with an oral surgeon and a prosthodontist, and they're going from town to town to town, and they're owning every market they're in for dental implants. And people will look from the outside and they'll always say, well, Randy, the reason they're good is because of the team approach. So we want to come on your show and talk about the team approach. The reason they're good is because of the oral surgeon and the prosthodontist. I got news for you. That's not the reason they're good. See, they're good. Many people will look from the outside and say, well, this is why they're good. Well, here's the fact. I've studied their ads, this dental monopoly, these people that are really taking over for dental implants in every city they're in. Number one, their advertising is strong. They spend $70,000 in every market they're in. But what are they talking about their ads? They're talking about no more dentures. They're talking about get a fixed set of teeth in just one day. They're talking about permanent teeth in one day. They're talking about eating and chewing. Their television ads, same thing. They're talking about the lifestyle, having a fixed set of teeth, having a full arch of teeth, having permanent teeth, no more dentures. No mention of this wonderful team approach. I think sometimes you guys have been hanging out with yourself so long, you sit back and you say, well, people like the team. Sure, everybody likes everything done under one roof. That's not my point. My point is that the reason they're good is the consistency in message. It is a solid, concise message. Is your message concise? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. That's this week's report. See you next week.